Hi, folks. I'm the Bald Guy, and this is Bald Guy Basics. Advice from a non-professional to people who aren't professional. You know, it is between Christmas and New Year 2022, and many of you have already experienced the record-breaking storm that came through right at Christmas time last week. And in this area, we had so many people who were without power, and they're wondering what to do. Fortunately, they have all the power restored, but what do you do when things like a loss of power unexpectedly hit you? We all know to keep the refrigerator closed as long as possible. You know, it stays colder that way. But what happens when you need to cook? There are a number of solutions out there. There are things like whole house generators. I could name some of the brand names for those things, but you can see those advertisements for yourself, and I'm not knocking them, but most of us don't have from $10,000 to $20,000 for a whole house generator. Even a portable generator can cost, I don't know that you can find a decent sized one for under maybe $600-700. You can get some of the smaller ones for maybe $400 or $500, but those are very limited. I've spent a good portion of my life struggling in terms of money, not having the hundreds of dollars or especially thousands of dollars. I still don't have that. What if I could tell you about a product that I'm endorsing the product, but I don't get anything out of this. This is my personal opinion. If you could, for say $25, have something in your house that would allow you to cook within just minutes, and you don't have to go to the store and buy charcoal or propane or anything like that, I want to tell you about just such a product, because in dire circumstances, it allows you to cook fairly comfortably. I'm going to show you a product that I actually have, but I'm not trying to endorse this one product. I'm going to tell you about a product called a biomass stove. All that means is it's a stove that runs on biological fuel, which means shrubbery, twigs, sticks, pine cones, even leaves and pine needles, if that's what you have. And if you see, my workshop here is always, it's packed full. So it has a very disheveled look. I know where to find things. If I clean up, I can't find a thing. But storage is always an issue. So I'm going to tell you about a product that is this big. I mean, look at this. This is a stainless steel stove that you can set up in about 60 seconds. You can light, if you've got your fuel ready, you can light a fire, and in a couple of minutes, you can be ready to cook. Let's watch. The product I'm going to show you today is the Gear Top portable. They call it a camp stove. I've taken it out of the Velcro bag. There are 4 pieces of stainless steel. There's the front of your stove and then the 3 sides. This goes in the front of the stove to provide a floor where you're going to put your fuel on. And then on the top of it, you just have these 2 pieces which fit together like so. So there are no fasteners. There are no tools required. There is simply fit this thing together, put some fuel in it, and there you go. So I'm going to put this down, and I haven't even looked to see which way this thing goes. I have used this before, so you're going to see some soot on it. It was so impressive the first time I used it, I said, I have got to show this off. So there are slots already cut in this thing, and I had to put my eyeglasses on because my near close-up vision is awful. So it's just a matter of aligning these things. And once you align them, getting it to slide into place. Okay, that's the back. So the back, this side. I had it in the wrong spot. The back. Attaches to the 2 sides. See, once I had that in the right place, and I'll show you in just a minute Oh, by the way, there's the Gear Top logo. Your front, this is where I could use an extra set of hands because now it's in place. Now, your front has the hole in it. And do you see the little hole in the back down here? I saw it. There it is. See that hole? That's how you know the back piece. So your floor plate, this little tongue slides into that. So you just put this thing in place, the tab, and there are grooves on the side of this too. The tab goes into place. There are slots up top here. I'm done. The entire stove is just like so. You can see I've got, that one was on the inside, but when I first tried this thing out, but literally, now I burn with wood, so I've got wood outdoors. Literally take a hatchet or even, if you've got a hunting knife. By the way, I made this. Not the blade. The blade does say Winchester. I made the handle for it. It had a Walmart wooden handle on it. So having a workshop is very therapeutic for you. But just go outside and make some shavings. Slide your shavings into this. The top is very solid. Set a frying pan on it. So I've got some video that I shot previously. I'm going to show you this thing in action. And I looked just before this filming, and I didn't find the Gear Top. I just looked up biomass stove on Amazon. I found one for $23.99. If you have Amazon Prime, that's free shipping. If you don't, I don't know what shipping is going to be, $4 or $5. So for less than $30, you can have an emergency kit that you can put a frying pan on here. You can see I've got plenty of soot on here. You can put a frying pan. You can put a kettle. You can boil water. You can have a cook stove at your disposal very easily. I'm on top of a rolling box here. That's why we're shaking. Now, one of the things that is great about this, because, let me see if I can, you see your base there. Because this thing is so small, so compact, now I would never recommend doing this in the house because, of course, of the smoke and the fumes. But at our house, we have a back deck with a patio table. I can lay 2 bricks, which is more than enough space for the footprint of this thing. That will give me insulation below. That the heat is basically going up, and it'll go down a little bit, but the bricks will stop that. On top of the 2 bricks, I can put a tinfoil pie pan to catch the ashes, and I'm set. As long as you're not have a gale force winds blowing, you're good. So let me patch in some video of this thing in action, and you might decide to get yourself a biomass stove that can be fueled with just about anything, and you can be prepared in the worst of circumstances where you can at least cook your food with a minimum of investment. And here's my case again. I actually wrote on it so that I would know what's in there, because I stick it in the side of these cabinets behind me up against the wall and it disappears. If I didn't have the words in it, I'd forget what I had. So I think it's a really cool thing for a minimum of investment that will allow you to respond in moments when others are wondering, what am I going to do? This is the Bald Guy. I hope you enjoy the footage. Bald Guy here again, kind of wiping my hands off. Imagine we've jumped forward through the cooking process. We've cooked, we've finished with our preparations, we've allowed this thing to cool. I wanted to also show you how easy it is to take apart. So let me angle this down just a little bit more. The top comes off. Boom. I'm taking the floor plate out. thing goes together pretty solidly. There we go. It's just getting the thing to turn. Floor plates out, front wall, back. Okay, the thing's apart. Now, if I want to, you can wash it. The nice little Velcro topped bag here. It's nylon. It's not going to hurt it to have the soot in there, and that quickly you're done. I appreciate economy and ease of use, so I do highly recommend this little thing for those of you who that would fit within your budget.